the 100th issue, the 100th LEGO minifigure, and the 100th last thing you probably expected to be clicking on today. The 100th issue, or like there's 100 issues. This is a review of the 2023 April magazine, the 100th issue of the Ninjago magazine series. This one includes a special minifigure, Golden Dragon Cole. As I said in my last review, I'm not the biggest fan of these. However, the one we're looking at today is not awful. I'm actually rather partial to these Dragon Ninja, and seeing them all appear in these magazines has been quite a treat. It has also allowed me to obtain them without having to buy the full sets, as the ones that they came in don't particularly interest me. Oversized vehicles that they are. Ninjago, why? The actual minifigure is rather impressive. It comes with translucent orange legs and arms, as well as the head, which is hidden behind a dragon-like cowl or helmet, I'm not entirely sure. The two wings are the same for the other three ninja, and he comes equipped with a curious little blade, which is nothing serious, it's just an accessory they've thrown together. Overall, this is a very, very good figure, and as I said in my Vangelis review, this may actually not be the best place to get him. Personally, this is where I chose to do it, as I did not want to buy that set, as I'd already purchased Vangelis by the time I thought about this. It's definitely worth it to be buying it for, what, £5 as opposed to like 13. So that gets my stamp of approval. However, would I say that this is the best kind of deal you can get with these? And I'm going to have to say no. And this is actually a bit of an interesting question, because these magazines sometimes release special or limited editions with multiple gifts in one. I've gotten one, which got me 4 minifigures, 2 inclusions of 2 minifigure packs, right? Like the Overlord versus Lloyd, or Cole versus a Ninjroid, for example. So, technically speaking, this one minifigure is perhaps not the best use of your money. However, as I said before, it is Dragon Cole, and these are going to go for quite a bit later on. Unlike the Vangelis, it's exactly the same as in the other set. It doesn't have a faceless black head that I forgot to mention. Moving inside the actual magazine, it's more of the same. They do make a note of the fact that it is the 100th issue. However, honestly speaking, there isn't much difference here. It's all practically the exact same stuff as usual, and really the only different thing is of course the comic, which is different every time, so does it really count? The comic is called Groundbreaking Evil, and seems to follow Nelson and Antonia on their, I guess, their paper run. They run into that kind of pathetic mohawked villain. They arrive at the monastery and speak with Sensei Wu, who is worried about Primeval's eye being the source of evil, and then there's an image of this Mohawk lady. Miss Demeanor is apparently the Mohawk woman's name, and she ends up with the Time Blade somehow. I think that's what's going on here. I'm not really sure the context of this. I didn't read it before actually doing this review. That's a joke. The poster for this one is actually pretty cool. On one side, it's the CGI renderings for what I believe is every single character in Ninjago. And on the other side, it's a nice render of the Crystal King set fighting Lloyd's Golden Dragon. In the second part of the comic, the ninja end up fighting giant moles and squirrels and other such things. Miss Demeanor shoots fire at them, proving once more that Kai is utterly pathetic, considering that his fire output can be outdone by some random idiot with flamethrowers. Miss Demeanor gets away, but then gets caught by a mole in a very dramatic panel. It's a rather evil-looking face there. And then finally, the ninja use Spinjitzu to beat up the rest of the minions. I guess it's And then there are a few more activities otherwise. There's an advertisement for the new LEGO Minecraft magazine, which looks like it gives you 3 things, which Minecraft's pretty good for that. And then finally, the last 2 things are that on the 26th of April, apparently, a Sphera is in the next magazine. That's another one you may want to get, I suppose. I will not be reviewing that one though. And then the last bit is another cutout, which is a mighty pen holder, including the background image for Harumi, I suppose. This issue doesn't really have anything special in it. Comparatively, there's nothing really different about this that would differentiate it to practically any other issue of this. Once you get one, you get them all. Again, I'm not the target demographic, but if you're expecting the actual paper to be of any extra worth, no, it's not. It's just more of the same. Ultimately, this is up to viewer discretion. I can only really recommend this for the minifigure, which is not a good sign for the product's quality, but at the same time, I'm not really being objective there. I'm sure it's just fine for little Timmy, the 7-year-old Ninjago fan who just got this for his birthday or something. Perhaps it is a mite expensive, though. Thank you all for watching, I suppose. I don't think I'll ever look at one of these again, but, you know, maybe in the future they'll do a better one. I don't know. I won't be able to tell because I won't be buying it, but